Hello, welcome to A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Garden. I'm Anne. Tom is once again at work. Short disclaimer, I'm really very tired right now, so I'm gonna try and be interesting. So what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna show you how the garden's doing outside. We have had a lot of stormy, windy weather, so I'm attributing the wind issue to why these are knocked over. Either that or something decided to lay in that bag. But you can see the potato plants are pretty knocked over. I hope they're gonna be okay. I guess let's start at this end like we usually do. I'm very excited with this. I'm seeing a bunch of little tomatoes here. And down here we got the bigger ones. Very exciting. Also, if you look on this cherry tomato plant, we have a stream of it's like small, medium, large, extra large. I did have to water the plants yesterday. We had, in addition to our fun storms and wind, we had over 100 degree days. It was the first time though that I really had to worry about watering. I've only watered one other time and it was only a couple plants. I also did water them from the top and fertilize them just a little bit. We're gonna check today. We are supposed to get more rain today, so that being dry doesn't really scare me that much. We are gonna do a little bit of trimming. We got some dead looking stuff here. And I am here to tell you don't need fancy garden tools. These are my kitchen shears that I used to cut up vegetables. Get rid of some of these down below here that aren't really doing anything. I did prune the bottom of the potatoes before. We are getting some that are looking kind of yellow. I'm mostly just gonna leave that and we'll see what happens. This potato plant, you can see I got some little flowers coming in. Since these have been kind of beaten up by the weather, I'm just gonna leave them. I don't wanna do too much and cause a problem. One really sad thing I have to tell you about. Last video, we had herbs sprouting up in these little pots, and I was very excited about all the herbs I was gonna get, and then something came and ate them all, except for these few little basil plants here. Something had to have come and eaten them because they're completely gone. All right, so this tomato plant, this one I think is also cherries. Look at that. I'm gonna trim off some of these bottom ones. Airflow, get rid of these bottom branches and focus more up here. All right, moving on to the next one. We still have a marigold growing in back. It doesn't look fabulous, but it's all right. My saving grace on the herbs is I do have some. I have some cilantro here, so it's gonna be okay. Next time I am just straight up gonna have to start my seedlings indoors, and I think once they're a little bigger, then I'll put my herbs outside. I don't think I'm gonna direct sow herbs in these little pots again. Next tomato plant, still looking pretty good. We do have more basil down there that's looking pretty decent. But we're just gonna get in here and get rid of some of these lower branches. Give it better airflow. All right, next one. We got two in this one and our marigolds, and they're doing okay. I'm not that big into flower stuff. I just read and heard that they were good for helping deter pests that like tomatoes. Again, we're just gonna trim off some of this bottom stuff. And I love tomatoes. Tomatoes are my favorite thing in the world. Now for our peppers. We still got some peppers going. A thing I learned this week was that once you start getting fruit, you're supposed to get rid of all the branches below the fruit. I did not know this previously. All of them that are below where that fruit was is supposed to be what comes off. And this is technically below it. And this is, look at that. That's the babiest jalapeno ever. Look at how cute. These little tiny baby ones. I mean, my plants aren't doing fabulous, but they're doing okay, and we're just gonna let it kind of go and see what happens. You can see with my blueberries, they're starting to get blue. Very exciting. There was one that looked ripe and blue to me, and Tom pulled it off and ate it, said it was still a little sour. So we'll wait a little longer on these. This lighter colored green stuff, this is all new growth, so this is good. I haven't fertilized the blueberries again because it's a different fertilizer. Blueberries need more acidic soil, so they need more acidic fertilizer, and I just haven't gotten it out and done it. I read that you're supposed to fertilize them after 6 weeks. I think we're right about 6 weeks, so probably this weekend I'll go through and do that. Yeah, that is it for outside. Sad tale about the herbs, but looks like we're gonna get some tomatoes. This bag of potatoes is still doing pretty good. It didn't get knocked over as bad, so I really wonder if it wasn't a combination of the wind, and it looks like something laid in that. Does it not? I mean,
Probably a cat.
probably one of the cats that roam free around here.
That literally looks just like a freaking fat ass cat. So.
Well, and then, like, you know, I got onions that are doing okay. They don't seem to be huge yet or anything, but we got time. We're gonna get something out of all this, and we also gained experience points. So, all right, and then later on, after we've napped and feel a little better, we're gonna plant some herbs in the hydroponic inside. And so we'll get that set up later. We'll see you in a bit. Tom is at work again, but I need to get this taken care of. We've got our hydroponic system. I've got so much basil. I got lettuce that's dead. So we're gonna work on cleaning this up. I've been looking at this for a few days knowing that I need to take care of it, but so we're gonna just snip off all this dead stuff. I do have salads planned for this week, so we're gonna be able to get more of this used up. What a mess. This is what happens when I neglect it for a week. Oh, this dead thing here, this was our spearmint. Those have been getting no light whatsoever. Good thing I planted more outside. And then over here we got a bunch of dead ones here too. Note to self, next time maybe just plant one lettuce. So that's a lesson I have learned that I can pass on to you. Make sure you have a plan for what you plant. I don't know if that's going to flower, which is what happens before it goes to seed, but we're gonna cut that off just to be safe. It is kind of wilty, like it's not as crisp. Oh, and where I cut it off by the flower, we have some, it's bleeding. It is plant bleeding right now. But yes, clearly I have just way too much going on here. And then we need to trim up this basil. Since I have more planted outside, I'm just gonna hack this thing all up. Maybe just get rid of it. Because this is getting to be a little too much. From the bottom here, snip stuff off. I'll cut it all up and dry it later. Well, can't do that with this little thing. All right, let's see if this will work. There we go. There we go. What I've been doing is I've just been taking one of my cooling racks, laying this out on it, and letting it dry just for a couple weeks. The stuff that I have drying already, it's been probably at least 3 weeks, maybe longer, but that all looks dried. I need to grab that, I'm gonna put it in a jar and label it, and then we're gonna dry this out. It's gonna be great. I don't have to buy the freeze-dried stuff anymore that's so expensive. All right, I think we're just going to end this basil. So let me try and get these roots out. It's moving all of the other stuff too because it's all entwined in there. So that is the root system we had going on that big ol' bunch of basil. We did order more of all the stuff so we can plant more later. And this will be great during the winter because then I can still have fresh herbs. I'll just be a little more careful about what I plant. I've learned a lot just from doing this one time. So, but all right, so we got that cleared up and this definitely needs filled. We're down to 1 liter in here. And so I need to add 2 liters to that. So, all right. So that is it for our garden tour. All of our little sections. We have the outdoor stuff. We have the hydroponics. And so we'll keep you updated on all that. Thank you for watching. We really appreciate it. You watching us is going to help us achieve our dreams. So thank you again. And we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.